Now, we do have a question from Farmer Cheryl. Is the product plant-based or animal-based?
Well, I mean, the microbes are living biological organisms. I mean, they are, a lot of them are, of course, what would be considered animal based, and then of course there's some plant based, but all the nutrients have been um, digested by plants, have been digested by microbes first, uptaken by plants, and then decomposed. For some of the humate comes from a 60,000-year-old sediment layer that is still uh, alive, technically, right? Not
Yeah.
fossilized. Others come from living, kelp beds. Others are mineral salts from the ocean that are not radiated, that are not toxified. So all of these things. So it's a diversity of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and that's the thing, like, people don't understand, it doesn't matter if it's a plant or an animal, it's all cells, which is all biology. So if you class biology as a living animal, then it doesn't matter what you eat, you're eating animals.
Sure.
It really,
Yeah.
it's mindset though, and we accept that mindset. Some people really don't want to, consume animals per se. But she had another question, and I don't know if you guys are certified. Can the product be used in certified organic farming?
Components of the product are, we still have to get a few other components, we'll just say that, but there's there's not a single chemical in any of our, no, it's all chemical. Look, if you wanted the organic labeling, I understand people that go with that, but when I'm shopping and I look at organic vegetables and things like that, do I really know what's been used on them for the most? Do I
Yeah.
know that they're fully mineralized? No, they're not. They're really not. So what I'm saying to you is if you want chemical free food, this is what you use, right?
Yeah.
Chemical free, contaminant free. That's what, so this is, I have very high standards. I had very high standards for, what I put in myself and my athletes, what I put in my children, who I mentioned before we started, are all three incredible athletes. My middle daughter is just getting ready to do an Ironman.
Cool.
I don't know how many humans are qualified to do Ironmans, but she is. And she came out of the water first out of all contestants. She was the first one out of the water in her first triathlon.
Cool.
And she's not a runner and a biker, and she still finished 10th behind two Olympians who she beat out of the water. And then my 12-year-old swims with the 18 and 19-year-olds on their swim club, which is a very high-level swim club. And then my oldest daughter is an All-American rower and swim coach at a university out east. So the proof's in the pudding. That's really what it comes down to. So
Yeah. Now, are you guys going to bother? Because, like, Rick says here, organic certification is kind of a joke because they're allowing so many chemicals in now.
yeah.
They've stole the word organic, but are you guys going to get certified? So there's a lot of farmers that they have to have that on their farm before they can actually use it.
We may do it, and I'll be honest with you, why it's not a paramount thing for myself. Although my partner Nick, one of my partners, Nick, wants to do that, is that my mission. What I had this talk with Will and with Nick. I said, listen, number one, I don't want to go up against big ag. I have no time for that. We don't have the money for it. That's a system that has to run its course, and I think it is. I think we're seeing that system running its course and having its problems. But how can I most affect the most people and raise the consciousness level of society the fastest by there's 30 to 50 million gardeners in America alone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So if I can change and get to those people and have them all growing massive amounts of nutrient dense food, or even 1 million of them, I've changed the paradigm. Hunters and environmentalists who want to change the land that they're living on, hunting on, all those sort of things, orchard owners, things like that, then I've done my part. I've done my part.
Mm-hmm.
So, I've got friends, and Will works with big ag, some big ag folks that are making that transition. But I just know that to move the hearts and minds of America and Canada and the people of this world, it's showing them how this is done, and letting them see the results and taste the results. Because when you eat food that's grown this way, you'll never go back. You will never go back.
Well, Lily says one garden at a time, and it's easy to get caught up in that big picture, where it doesn't matter if it's just one person. If I can save one person from drowning, I'm going to save one person, and if we all do it, then millions get saved.
Sure. Yeah. 100%.